we're interested in exploring what the relationship is between human beings and the world, and how we understand the world. So all of these different crises seem to be coming at the same time. And one of the reasons for this, I think, is partly because we are trained, or we've become accustomed to thinking in a certain kind of way. And on the Holistic Science program, we want to really investigate what that way of thinking is, how it arose, and also whether it's not possible to think in different kinds of ways.
And what we do in holistic science is to recombine what was split apart in ourselves during the scientific revolution. In other words, we recombine quantities with qualities. We're very familiar with quantities. It's what we can measure and what we can model mathematically about the world, and it's very important. It's given us a lot of useful information and useful technologies. But we've lost complete touch with the qualities of the world. The qualities are things like what it feels like to be in front of a great mountain, or the qualities of a flower. When you look at a flower, the feelings you get from a flower. It's a more poetic sensitivity, which we've completely abolished in science. And that's made science very dry, and also, unfortunately, in many ways, very destructive of nature.
So the course, in a way, it's like a pendulum that we kind of swing back and forth between going into nature or going into the experience of a particular phenomena, like colour or plants, and then looking at what famous scientists might have said about them, or looking at kind of theories about the phenomena that have been developed in the past, and in a way assessing those theories in light of our own experiences. It's a truly interdisciplinary course, and we look at the history of science, we look at philosophy, but we also do the experiments that these scientists have done. And by combining the sciences and the humanities on a daily basis, we then build up a real understanding of science, the history of science and the philosophy of science together at the same time. And so the whole question of what science is, we approach in a holistic way.
But you'll be part of a very tight-knit MSc Holistic Science learning group, and you'll be learning together, sometimes all in a class, sometimes on your own out in the woods, sometimes with a partner or two other partners. And you'll be doing things like, of course, attending lectures, but you'll be giving your own presentations. You may be doing artwork. You may be working with your hands. You'll be working in the gardens. You'll be cooking and cleaning. We'll be doing expeditions into the nearby wild places here on the estate and also on Dartmoor. And you'll have a lot of very careful pastoral care given to you by the community as a whole. It's a very nurturing community. You'll feel really at home. You'll really feel you're part of a family. So it's a very rich mix. Also, the college is embedded within the Dartington Hall estate, which is a very beautiful estate with a beautiful medieval hall where there are often concerts. There's a cinema on site, there's a restaurant, there's a bar. Totnes is not far away, really lovely Elizabethan town, one of the most beautiful towns in England with all sorts of interesting things going on. There's also transition town Totnes, which started the whole transition movement here. There's a rich hive of activists and thinkers and ecologists in this area. So you'll be coming to one of the centres of light, I would say, for ecological regeneration and for developing a real Gaian consciousness.